Hey, I'm playing Crazy Love by Van Morrison, and more recently by Michael Buble. I'm playing it straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Champ. So take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and you can play along with me. And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, come out and play with us. After the song, I'll do a basic tutorial together with a slow motion close-up play along that you might find helpful. Now here goes. I can hear her heartbeat for 1,000 miles, and the heavens open up every time she smiles. And when I come to her, that's just where I belong. Yep, I'm running to her like a river song. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She got a fine sense of humor when I'm feeling low down. When I come to her, when the sun goes down, she takes away my troubles, takes away my grief, takes away all of my heartache in the night like a thief. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. Love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. Yes, I need her in the daytime. Oh, but I need her in the night. Yes, I wanna throw my arms around her, kiss and hug her tight. When I'm returning from so far away, she give me some sweet loving, brighten up my day. Yes, it makes me righteous, makes me feel whole, and it makes me mellow down to my soul. She give me love, 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 crazy love. Give me love, 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 crazy love. Love, 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 crazy love. Give me love, 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 crazy love. Crazy love, crazy love, crazy love. Okay, by the way, if you have a smaller ukulele than me, and you have a hard time going all the way up the neck, or you just don't want to try that hard, there is a second page on the song sheet. It's in exactly the same key, it just has simpler chords. It just has the simplest versions of every chord, and that makes it easier to read. And you can play that. In fact, you could play it together with 5 people playing the version I played, and it would blend perfectly because it's in the same key. So you can do that if you want. I'll go over both in the tutorial. Now, the strum, what did I call it? I called it just down strums. All I did were down strums, right? If you wanted to do that, just that, that's all you need to do. I did little intermediate, smaller ones like this. Big, big, small, big, small, big, 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 small, small, small. I don't know if you could even tell the difference. I'll try it again, and I'll try to emphasize the big and small. Big, 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 big. That's pretty much through the entire song, just like that. If you're strumming with the rhythm, you won't go wrong, even if you decide to differ with the lyrics occasionally, something like that. Okay, Now, most of it on both versions of the song, the verse is exactly the same. It's just G, D, and C, and it's the simplest versions of G, D, and C. So it starts out on a straight G, and then from G it always goes to D. And by the way, if you have a trouble with that, think of your ring finger as like your anchor point there, right? G, and your ring finger just slides down a fret. It stays stuck to the ukulele. So from G, you can switch to a D without having to look at your fingers because your ring finger is the anchor point. And then from there, you can drop your pinky and then drop the G. So see, from the D, your pinky is kind of hovering right over the C. You can also use your ring finger if you want, because you can kind of roll it out and then roll back with a G. Both ways are comfortable for me. You can do whichever way is most comfortable for you. By the way, that is pretty much the rule. If it's comfortable for you, you're not doing it wrong. Especially if you're talking about having to go to and from certain chords. If it's easier for you to get to and from chords, there is no right finger to use for a C chord, right? You can use any finger depending on, what seems to be easiest from the chords you're going to and from. So from a G, you can roll to a C, right? Or, from a D, well, kind of the same, but from a D, I'm dropping my pinky right now. You can do however you like. So that's the verse. That's all that is. G, D, C, and back to G. That's all it is. And then the chorus, it's G, D, C, whatever. But the way I do it, and so you can do it that way. If you want to do the simple version, it's love, 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 crazy love. That's it. You're just going back and forth from pinky to the D, right? Love, 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 crazy love. That's it. If you want. We're going to change the key in a moment, but that's if you want. But what I did is I went up on the 7th fret here, right? I've got all the chords written out, and that's what that 7 means. It means 7th fret. So this is kind of like a second position D shape, right? If you D, D, except it's up on the 7th position. That's a G. And then I go up 2 more frets, 9th fret, and do an A shape. Well, actually, it's G shape. If you think of this is a G shape, right? This is an open G. This is kind of a closed G, second position G. Clear up on the 9th fret. That's a D. So, what did I do? 7th fret with a D shape. 9th fret with a G shape. Slide down 2. Now 5th fret with a B flat shape, right? It'd be a B flat here, but I'm going to do it up here. That's right on the 5th fret. And then I'm sliding down 2 and back up. So those are the only shapes. It's kind of a D shape. It's a closed D shape, a closed G shape, and a closed D flat shape. Those are the only shapes I'm using to do this. So it's not, if you're scared of playing up the neck, but you do a little bit with closed shapes, it's not that hard. And then the second time, and go right down to the G. That's it. And then, change the key. If you were playing it that way, you just go up 2 frets. I'm doing exactly the same thing. Exactly the same finger shapes. So you don't have to remember something new. The only thing new is you can't do the G down here. You have to do a closed G shape, which is an A on the 4th fret. Or, if you're going to do without that, if the easier way, you do have to go back and forth from an A to an E. E would be the hardest chord in this song. But in this case, from the A, this is the simpler version, second page, right? From an A, now think of my middle finger as the anchor point. It's going to stay stuck to the ukulele. It's going to slide up 2 frets, and the other fingers are going to drop in line, right? So I got my A, now my middle finger is sliding up, and then all I'm doing is sliding back and forth like this. D, E, D, E. So That's it. That's all it is. So, yes, you have to do an E, and E isn't easy, but that's the hardest part about the entire song. It's just an E. If you can do that, then you can do what I just did back and forth, like that. Okay. And the bridge, I don't even think, well, yeah, I'll go over because it's got a couple extra chords. So, sorry. Yes, I need her in the daytime. So it's E, slide down to a D. You're just keeping your 3 fingers the same. Slide down to a D, and then position the A. And then from the A to the F sharp minor, I'm just dropping a finger. And back up to the E, slide again, the entire bridge. Your middle finger is the anchor, right? So I'm here, kiss and hug, it's still stuck to that same string. Kiss and hug, kiss and hug. That's why I'm doing this E6, right? This would also be a, whoops. Maybe it's not. Anyway, this is an E6. Second position E6. Kiss and hug, kiss and hug. Oh, that's right. Okay. Heartache. And that's the whole thing. At the very, very end, I kind of step down the D and A because I'm doing the second line of the A chorus. Give me love, 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 crazy love. And then outro. Crazy love. And then I'm stepping down, lower version of D and A. Crazy love. Finally, the open version. Crazy love. That's it. Now I'm going to do a slow motion play along of, what am I going to do? Of a shortened version of it, right? I'm going to go one verse to the G chorus and then straight to the transitional instrumental chorus and the bridge and a final verse. And that's it. So I'll do a shortened version of the song, slow motion, with close up on my left hand so that you can watch every chord transition. Now here it goes. Slow motion. 5, 6, 7, and I can hear a heartbeat 4,000 miles, and the heavens open up every time she smiles. And when I come to her, it's just where I belong. Yep, I'm running to her like a river song. She give me love, 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 crazy love. She give me love, 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 crazy love. Transition. Sorry. Yes, I need her in the daytime. Oh, but I need her in the night. Yes, I wanna throw my arms around her. Kiss and hug her tight. That's it. See you Wednesday.